My name is Nikki Norton and I am a teacher for Stopgap Dance Company. Social interaction is a challenge, as clearly we can't be in the same location as those we are dancing with. But with some thought and exploration, we can try and transcend the limits we perceive produced by a screen and develop a non-studio practice that enables us to feel connected. Consideration of the platform being used is very important, and answering that key question, should it be live or pre-recorded? My personal preference is to deliver sessions live and in real time, and this is what I will be discussing. For maximum interaction, and in order to build that communal social buzz, live for me is important. And as we are talking about social interaction, live offers that two-way street. Whichever platform you choose, Zoom, Google Meet, Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, Facebook Messenger Rooms, Skype, Webby, to name but a few, do the research. Some are free, some have to be paid for, and it's important to find out which will work best for you. It is good to find time for participants to enter the platform you are using and the space you are creating with a way of chatting beforehand, allowing time to get to know each other if these participants have never met. Maybe they could describe what they can see out of their window as a little bit of an icebreaker. If they dance together regularly, it's always a good idea to give time to say hello, check in, and catch up. It's also quite important to allow time to explain the etiquette of the platform and how people can engage, how they can ask questions. Physically, or with most systems, there is a chance to chat and type in questions and comments. But it may well be useful if you can produce a video explaining all of this beforehand. Might make things a little bit easier. A fun way of asking questions, instead of just putting your hand up, which puts people quite on the spot, and sometimes they can't get the hand up quick enough and the teacher's moved on. But a fun way of doing that is to get maybe all the participants to create a move that everybody knows, that is my question mark move. It could be something really fun and silly that the group makes together. That's my idea on the spot. Or they could all put a hat on, and then we know I've got a question I need to ask him. So people don't have to keep muting and unmuting when they want to communicate, ask questions, or are not quite sure about things. You can use the traffic light system. So each person dancing with you online could have a card. It doesn't have to be this size, it could be small, it could be bigger. And this is a traffic light system. So we have a green card for go, which means, yep, I've understood everything you've said. I'm fine, I'm ready to get going. Orange, I'm not too sure. I might need to ask some questions. I might need a little help. And then finally, the red card, which means, do you know what? I don't know. I've got to start all again. Please explain it to me more. You can always put some pictures on the other side to help with what these traffic lights mean. A little tick for a nose and a little question mark there for a nose. It's just a little fun way of taking the pressure off from putting up your hands. You could then ask all of the group, do they all understand? And you will easily see where you are going with that. Because it can be quite difficult when we're speaking online to see the facial expressions of someone who's maybe not understanding it. And some people may not want to make themselves visible if they are stuck. So a card might be a fun way of sorting that out. I don't claim to know everything there is to know about the systems that are available to us online now, because there are a lot out there. And as with so many things like this, you will probably learn as you go along and find ones that are more user-friendly for you. But here are a few examples of things that you can play with to enable more interaction and develop a sense of connection and community. Pinning. This can give you a chance for your participants to dance together in a more intimate way and great for improvising or being creative and developing cohesion within the group. By pinning people together and having one person observe whilst the other dances is really fun and beneficial. This could be used to support each other with learning phrases or exercises, and is a lot less isolating than being one on a screen of tens of people. Breakout rooms. Again, this is a really fun way of diversifying the activity, social interaction and engagement. Fun if there's a really large group of people who you don't particularly know, and you don't know when you get into your breakout room who is going to end up there. However, you would need to be a little bit mindful of those that might find this a little challenging. They could be given a room buddy who would always be with them for that familiar feeling. But the benefit of a breakout room is again to offer smaller numbers of people the chance to have a voice and participate in a different social dynamic. As leader, you can then drop in and out of the groups, overseeing and supporting. Screen sharing and videos. Watching little clips during a session breaks up the constant visual presence of a participant and the teacher and enables ideas to be put across in a different way, often more succinct than just words. Again, the chance to comment by text as you are watching can spark off ideas, thoughts and imagery, etc. in other participants. So build in time for discussion. Links can be posted in chats or suggested things to look at either beforehand or during breaks or afterwards. After the session, finding a way to keep the chat and sense of community and support going really depends on who you are teaching and whether this is a regular thing or not. But keeping the conversation going once the screen is switched off can add depth to anything you may have delivered. Thoughts that may not have occurred to you or your participants at the time can appear. Some people may have needed a lot longer to digest and act upon what was said or requested. It can also be a great way to show development and share ideas, for example, if you're looking at choreography and dance making. WhatsApp is the obvious choice for this. Email is good. An old-fashioned post is really appealing.